Know what it is. Know what it is. Back again. Back again. Time for victory. Time for achievement, accomplishment. Victory talk. That's what we talk about here. That's what all it is. Yo, man, I got an amazing episode for y'all. We're going to go through my top 50 books of all time about getting money. I got some other money-making strategies I want to share with you, free type of shit people would pay for. And, of course, we got the market update with my man Romulus. Man, let's get into it. Hey, yo, what up, Victory Talk? What's going on? Fantastic, man. Another episode. Sound effects working. Fantastic. Yo, all right. It's been an interesting week. Y'all know I was just on Fresh and Fit the other night with the homies, Myron, my homie Fresh, and my boy Moneybird. It was really he was on there, and he asked me to come through. You know what I'm saying? Help him promo and shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's cool. Last few times I was on there, the homies asked me to be on there. But, you know, I'm cool with Myron and Fresh. Y'all should watch the video about how I helped Fresh start. how I helped Myron actually get his start in the online world, back when he was out there. It's a video like that on my channel where it like kind of shows how I showed him how to.
We'll actually put it in the description if you want. Let's
put it in the description if you want to see the origin story, Myron's superhero or villain, depending on what side of you're on, his origin story, and the part that I played in that. I was like, if he was Luke Skywalker, then I'm like Yoda, right? I'm like Black Yoda. But instead of being a little tiny green man, I'm a big off-white man. Like, not white, black man. Like, when I say off-white, I meant like more like tan, golden black man. It's like if he went to train with the Oscar statue. Like if the Oscar statue came to life and showed him how to make shit happen on the internet. That's kind of what it was like. Anyway, you can also check out that episode. I was with my boy Derek Moneybird. Yo, man, here's something you should know about Moneybird. He is one of the few people I've ever met who teaches people how to make money, but makes more money doing it than he does teaching it. He actually makes more money in his investments and shit than he does teaching. Because he's been doing it for so long, he has so much money. But there's one thing he taught me how to do. And I went and learned more about it. It's about selling puts. And I'm going to walk y'all through that today, if I have time. I'm going to show y'all how to sell puts. I've been making like around $50,000 a month selling puts. Like, that's how I bought this watch, this midlife crisis watch. This one right here. You know, this iced out AP. The midlife crisis watch. And but I paid for it with selling options. And I'm gonna show y'all how to do that today. But first, man, you know, I got a lot to talk about, but first we got to talk about that real talk. Let me crack this open. Keto water. All right, shout out to the company that owns this. It's not sponsored because they couldn't afford it, man. They it's mom and pop organization. They ain't got that kind of bread, but they be sending me keto stuff, and I like this one a lot. It don't taste good, but it has ketones in it that give you a little bit of energy, a little bit of oomph. You know what I'm saying? It tastes like, this is orange flavor. It tastes like you had some watered down orange juice that you were going to drink. You know when you say drink orange juice after you brush your teeth?
Oh.
Yeah, it tastes like that. But imagine the orange juice was watered down and it was watered down with monkey piss. That's not, so you don't drink it for the flavor. You drink it because it definitely gives you like a real tangible boost in energy. And
Do you also take it in the mornings? Like before workout? Or
yeah, you could take it white. I just drink it throughout the day, but they had another product called Ketone Aid, which is ketone esters, and that tastes even worse. Most of y'all can handle that shit. That shit tastes like a fucking mutant pissed in some battery acid. You had to take a shot of it. But I'm telling you, when you drink that shit, I'll be ready to do. You know, fun fact, I was drinking that shit for energy and like mental focus. This 1 month, I had to make a bunch of money in like 2019, and I was doing sales calls all day, every day during that month. And my close rate was like, my close rate was like 80%. And I single-handedly brought in $1 million worth of sales with a few months, just like a few short months. I needed some quick cash. But anyway, that's not what we were talking about. Here's what we're talking about today, guys. Enough talk about gorilla piss and all this shit. We're going to do a tier list today. The top 50 business books of all time. All right. Help you get some of this money. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I went around the internet. I scoured the web looking at these rankings of top business books. And I had to look at many of these rankings because I didn't read every book on every list. So my list was the 50 that I had read from this collage of different lists, right? I found 50 that were on at least one of the lists. A lot of them were on other ones, and I'm going to rank them. So just because I read it and it was on one of these lists doesn't mean I think it's good, as you'll see. So let's bring it up, man. I got this software, this tier list thing. Is this right? All right. So I got the books, and we're going to get right into it. Here's the ranking. The top is life-changing. All right. You read that, life-changing. It changed the game for you. All right? Then we have a must-read. Right? You should definitely read that. The other ones, hey, that's a good book. It's a good book. Not bad. Some of them is, okay. It's fine. It's fine. And the other ones are just straight trash. I think they were trash. All right. So let's get into it. Let's start with my favorite book of all time. We're coming in hot with How to Win Friends and Influence People. Got to put that up there. This book should be required reading for children in high school, right? I think the world would be a way different place if everybody read this book and was applying the knowledge. Right? If you were to read one book for your whole life, is going to be How to Win Friends and Influence People. Because no matter what you're trying to accomplish in the business world or just in life in general, right? You're going to need other people. You're going to need the cooperation of them, right? You're going to need allies. And there's no better book on learning how to deal with people effectively than How to Win Friends and Influence People. Excuse me. That I think you guys should all read that. All right. Hey, and type in the comments, what are some of your favorite books? If you read these, and all of the books, the links to each one of them is going to be in the comments.
It's already there.
The links to all the books are in the description now if you want to check them out. Okay. Then we got this book, Willpower. This is a must read. And put that in must read. So Willpower. This book, it kind of explains the science and the biology behind basically having discipline, right? And, discipline means doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not, right? Discipline means doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. And if you want to know how to apply that, how to you can attain that skill set from a scientific standpoint, right? Then Willpower is the book you need to read, because anybody can just tell you, hey, just do it. Just do it. Right? Okay, yeah, bro, but how though? Right? This book will help you with that. If anyone who struggles with discipline or willpower, I think that book is in the must read. All right. Good to Great by Jim Collins. I saw this book on all the lists, like pretty much every list. And I read it too. And I just thought it was okay. This is me though, right? You may read this book and it may resonate with you. It may fill some gaps in knowledge that you don't have, or you just may see it from a different perspective. And, I could just be fucking wrong, right? It's on goddamn every list of top business books. And I just think it's fine. It's all right. All right. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Some people will put this in the life-changing, but it didn't have. I thought it was. I'm gonna put it in must read. And one of the great things about Think and Grow Rich is the story behind it, right? So Napoleon Hill, he was working for Andrew Carnegie, and Andrew Carnegie was the richest man in the world at the time, I believe. He was the owner of U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh. And he hired Napoleon Hill to go interview the most successful men around the world, right? And then come up and basically figure out how they became successful and then make a manual. And that manual is Think and Grow Rich, right? So I definitely think you should check that out. Because I think more people will call it life-changing than me. I don't know why it didn't hit me the way it hits everyone else, okay? Listen, guys, already see it in the comments. People are saying, put the Bible on there. All right, there is no fiction on this book. All right, there's no fiction on this list. These are all nonfiction books, unless of course, you're telling me that Jonah actually did live in a whale. I'm open to being wrong about that. If he lived in a whale's mouth for several days, I'm open to being wrong about that. But it seems a bit far-fetched for me. You know what I'm saying? But not to say it's not a good book. I'm not saying it's not a good book. It's just some of those seem like tall tales. That's why I didn't include it. The best part of the Bible, one of the best lines in the Bible is Proverbs 10:4. Proverbs 10:4. When Proverbs 10:4, what he said, the hand of the slacker becomes poor, But the hand of the diligent makes rich. Come on now. Come on now. Shit, I might have to fuck around and put the Bible on this list. I might have to fuck around and put the Bible on this list. If you read, I read the whole Bible from start to finish, cover to cover, right? So I can speak on this intelligently, right? I can speak on this with, a level of intelligence, right? Because I doubt most of y'all telling me to write Bible have actually read the whole fucking thing from cover to cover. The reason I know you haven't, because there's no way you do that and walk away. Never mind. You'll be a little less enthusiastic about some of the things you hear. However, man, it's Ecclesiastes and titties. Ecclesiastes and titties. 10:19. Ecclesiastes titties. 10:9. I might be pronouncing it wrong. 10:19. A feast makes for laughter. Wine makes for a joyful life. But money solves all things. That's out the Bible. Come on now. I might have to fuck around and put that on the list. I might have to fuck around and put it on the list. Ecclesiastes and titties. 10:19. Look it up. It's in the Bible. I'm not bullshitting you. Pull your Bible. Y'all don't have your Bibles on you? You don't keep your Bible on you? Pull it out. Come on now. Y'all gonna have me preaching in here. All right. Holy Spirit. But if I put the Bible on this list, well then, I can't put my man Peter Thiel on this list because he's a homosexual, right? Which I think is okay, but the Bible kind of spoke against it, right? So anyway, Peter Thiel, 0 to 1. I think it's a good book. Does get on Peter Thiel. He's one of the founders of PayPal. He was there with Elon Musk, and then he went on and he did a bunch of other dope shit. Billionaire. One of the coolest things he did, he had beef with Gawker. Here's a fun story. He had beef with Gawker, the media company, right? And they were like a big media company at the time, and they outed him for being a homosexual. He thought that was private, and he didn't like that shit. So Gawker they did something to Hulk Hogan. I don't remember exactly what happened. They did something. They published like a sex tape. They really fucked up Hulk Hogan's life, right? Peter Thiel paid for all of Hulk Hogan's legal fees and bankrupted that company. I thought that was some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Peter Thiel. 0 to 1. It's a good book. The reason it's not higher than that is because I don't really remember any takeaways. It was years ago, and it just didn't stick with me. Same goes with Simon Sinek's Start With Why. It was a good book. It just didn't. I don't even fucking remember like what he was talking. I mean, I understand the premise, but it's not worth talking. It's fine, guys. It's fine. I'm telling you. I think it's a little overrated. It's a good book. It's not trash. You know what? Fuck that. Simon, you got to go here. And Peter's book should probably go here, but I fuck with Peter heavy. Pause. But because I like Peter so much, pause. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the good book tier. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm going to go and put this in trash. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk on this. I read that when I was like 17, 18, freshman in college. So maybe my young adolescent mind wasn't mature enough to grasp the concepts because it ends up on every fucking book. It ends up on every fucking book list of the top business books. But I ain't fuck with it like that. All right. All right, now we got to go to the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Okay, now I struggle with where to put this because it's definitely changed my life. All right, it's just there now for a placeholder. I'm not sure because y'all know my story. I was working like 4 or 5 jobs after my dad shot himself in the head, and I'm over here trying to figure out how to get some money. And I read this book, and I was like, okay, maybe I should take my business online. Maybe I should train people online instead of in person, because then I am not trading time for money. Because as a trainer, you get paid by the hour, right? Literally, they pay you for the hour. Kind of like a prostitute, I've heard. And I didn't want to prostitute myself anymore, right? So I thought, okay, maybe I can do this online. And I got the idea from this book. Now, a lot of the tactics and strategies that are outlined here are way outdated. The business strategies are so outdated that I don't even feel comfortable recommending you read it now, right? The stuff that's in here, the tactics aren't viable now. There's better tactics now, but the principles are really solid. The principles are sound. So I don't know. It was life-changing for me. Another one, life-changing for me, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. All right, Robert Kiyosaki. And he said a few things in here that really impacted me, but I guess one of the main things was to buy assets and use those assets to fund your lifestyle. Use the income one of the main things that I took from this was that rich people buy assets, okay, and use the cash flow from the assets to fund their lifestyle. Right. Well, you see it. Most guys, diamonds on their wrist like me all the time, covered in Gucci, Louis Vuitton, practically every time you see me. Most guys are doing that with the money they make from their job or maybe even from their work or business. But what I do is I buy assets and then use the money from the assets to fund all this balling. And, that's straight out of Robert's playbook. And the beauty of that is, that's how I bought this watch, right? This midlife crisis watch, right? When I wanted to ice out AP for my 40th birthday, and I knew it wasn't like an investment because, when you cover your watch in diamonds like a douchebag, it doesn't retain its value the same way. But I don't plan on selling it. I just wanted something for me. I could buy this watch every fucking month, man. Fuck what you heard, right? Because I bought it with assets, and I still have the assets. All right. I digress. We're going to talk with some strategies on this. I'm gonna give you some strategies on that later on in the pod. Are they with me right now? Are they feeling me? Are they feeling what I'm putting down? We'll edit this out when we make a video out of it. This part. But are they feeling what I'm saying, man? Before I move on?
Yeah, they are.
Nah. What did she say? Something? Can you hear her?
No, she's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mi amor. Mi novia.
Yeah, they are. They're talking about a few books in the chat and having conversations back to back. And you also have super chats. So keep going.
Oh, you want to? Let's read the super chats before we keep going, man. Super chat. Hey, shout out to y'all. Super chats. What they talking about, man? I'm on the screen now.
Albert asks, what exercise you recommended for increasing lower back strength and also appreciate all the shared knowledge?
Okay, cool. You know what? Let's hold that. Oh, Kilo K. Let's hold on to that. I'm gonna get to that shit later. But let's remember that's a question I gotta answer. But shout out to you.
Let's just keep it there, and we're gonna get back to that.
Okay, are they all super chats? All questions, or
For the most part. Let's get back to the books because they're intrigued.
All right. You know, just okay. I'll answer that question real quick because that was an easy one. We said lower back. He wants to increase his lower back strength. Honestly, man, this is what I'm about to say. You know, you might not hear other guys say this, right? But I don't know if you really have to isolate lower back that much if you're doing a lot of compound movements, right? Especially if you're doing bent over rows, right? Bent over rows, because think about the way that movement is structured. You got to incorporate your lower back a lot. Squats, front squats, back squats with the bar. Your lower back should get enough movement out of that. I mean, that's what I do, right? I'm not telling you what to do. Deadlifts even, right? You know, I'm not confident that you have to isolate the lower back. I never have, you know? All right. What are the other super chats they're talking about, man? Yo, we're doing the top 50 business books of all time. We're doing a tier ranking. All right. But I took a break to listen to to read these super chats. And, yeah. What else are they talking about?
You're gonna get off topic. I want to finish the books.
All right. We're going to answer the super chats first when we get in. We're going to get back in the books. All right. Atomic Habits. This is a book about building habits, as it sounds, and the science behind it and the best way to accomplish that. I'm going to put it in must read. Must read, like you definitely should read it. It didn't change my life, but it might change yours because I already had a lot of good habits, right? I already had a lot of good habits, and I was already, I don't know, think of all the shit you want to do in your life. You probably want to make a bunch of money, get in great shape. I've been doing that shit, right? So when I read it, I've been doing that shit for 10 years, 10, 20 years, right? So when I read it, it didn't hit me as hard, but it was good. So it honestly, I think for you, it might be life-changing. But for me, I just thought, oh yeah, it's a good book. It's a good book. And I do have some habits that I want to change or incorporate, you know. But it's like, man, once you get to a certain level of perfection, it's like, damn, you know, the books have to be crazy for it to be life-changing. Like this one, Deep Work by Cal Newport. This one goes in the life-changing bucket. We talked about this before in my Book of the Week segment, but the main thing that I got from Deep Work is just how to work on projects and get more done in less time, and most importantly, how to improve the quality of that work. Right? So now you're getting more work done, better work done, and you're doing it in less time. Deep Work is the way to do it. It's like a superpower if you can like master this. And the thing is, people's attention rates are going down, right? That's going to put you at a strategic advantage if you can learn to focus on things for a significant amount of time and put in that what Cal calls deep work. Is going to put you way ahead of the competition and far, far above the average person. All right. Built to Last, another Jim Collins book. Listen, man, I'm sure it's okay. It just didn't hit me like that. I'm not a Jim Collins fan. It might be me. It's fine. It's fine. All right. I'm sure it's, I don't know, it's on all the lists, right? So I might be wrong. People seem to enjoy it way more than me. But then we have, now we have Influence by Robert Cialdini. Robert Cialdini over here. Mr. Cialdini wrote that book. And I read that book or listen to the audio at least once a month. And I've been doing that for years. Now, one of the things that disappointed me about the audiobook is when I hear a name like Cialdini, I expect him to be talking like this, huh? I wasn't getting that. But, however, it was still a really, man, this book is so powerful. This book is so powerful. If you're in sales, marketing, or if you have to persuade people in any way, make sure you read that book and read it often. The links in the description right now, all the links to all the books are in the descriptions. Okay. But that one, man, that one is special, bro. Like I might have to rank the life-changing books. Maybe at the end, I'll put these in order. They're not in order now, but that would be up there, bro. Listen, it's the only one on the list that I reread every month. And the reason I reread it every month is because, listen, the information here is so powerful. It's not something you read once and expect to have it mastered. Nah, fuck that, man. It's got to be in you, not on you. You know what I'm talking about? It's got to be in you, not on you. And every time I read it, I learn something new because now I have more perspective, right? You ever read a book? Some of you motherfuckers never read a book once, right? But if you ever read a book again that you've read a while ago, and sometimes you understand it different or it hits you different. Well, the book didn't change. You changed, right? You changed. And I just keep reading that book over and over again. If any of you ever read it and then you start looking at the moves I make or the moves I've made, you'll see a lot of his influence in my work. See what I did there? All right. Blue Ocean Strategy. Blue Ocean Strategy. I mean, listen, I'm going to say it's trash, but here's why. Not because the concepts are bad. The concepts of the difference between blue oceans, red oceans, and how to do it is good. It just didn't have to be a whole book. This shit could have been a blog post, but then you can't sell a blog post, right? So they got to stretch it out with stories. You'll see a lot of books you're going to see a lot of books on this. You're going to see a lot of books on this list that make good points, but the books are too long. They like stretch it out and they don't get a higher ranking for that. This shit should have been a blog post or a pamphlet, but instead it's a thick ass book. And, you know, the message they're trying to convey is really good and powerful. It's just long-winded. All right. Speaking of long-winded, Michael Gladwell. Outliers. Same shit. His books are way longer than they need to be. He writes boring. I am a fan of his work. Right? I'm a fan of his work for the concepts, but god damn it, man. Books are long as fuck for no reason. Fuck that shit. If you want to read Malcolm Gladwell's work, just buy a summary or some shit. Read the back of it. Right? Like they don't have to be that long, but he makes good points. All right. That's the only reason it's in trash. Profit First. Fuck. It's here or here. I'm going to put it in must read. You know, the first year I made $1 million in business, I looked at my personal bank account and the personal wealth that I accumulated, and I was like, the fuck all the money go? And I was talking to another entrepreneur who was doing like $10 million a year, and he said I needed to read that book. He said, like, Brandon, where you're at right now, this is what you need. And I read that book, man, and it definitely did change my life, the way I handle accounting and handle finances, because I made a lot of mistakes before reading that book that I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put it here. Fuck it. 21 Immutable Laws of Marketing. This shit goes super hard. Super hard. These are just marketing rules, laws that you have to obey. And sometimes I see people breaking the rules, breaking the fucking marketing rules. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work out for you in your business. And I see it all the time. I read this book when I was 18. And I see people breaking the rules and wondering why they're struggling. And every time I see it, it makes that book more powerful, right? If you are a marketer, if you are an entrepreneur, business person, 21 Immutable Laws of Marketing goes super hard. Getting Things Done by David Allen, trash. Garbage. Not that the system is trash. It's very effective for a lot of people, his productivity and organization style, but it did not resonate with me at all. So he talks about getting your inbox down to 0, and that's you'll be more productive. This is one of the things he talks about. But let me show you something. I don't know if I can show you. Maybe we'll see.
If you are showing on your phone, you can actually point it to this camera.
Yeah. I'm trying to show them how many unread messages I have. It's thousands, like tens of thousands. You know what? I don't want to leave that open loop. I'm not going to show them. Because there might be something. I don't know what's in the email. Sensitive information. Secret plans. But, 188,000 unread emails. But if you listen to David, he'll want you to get your inbox down to 0, like do something with every email. And I just don't think it's necessary. And I said, fuck that, and still made a shitload of money, right? And here's the thing. A lot of people have a lot of success with that method. So I don't want to, none of the books on this list are trash, but the ones in the trash column are trash to me. All right. Let's go. The one thing. So this book, fuck, where does it go? We're gonna put it up here. We're gonna put it in life changing. The one thing. Most people, let's switch to this one. Most people, when they have goals, what they do is, this is what most people do. They'll hey man, I'm gonna do this. I got this goal. I got this goal. I'm trying to do this, right? And they have, it might be even more than that. Some of y'all are doing that now. You got like 18 goals, 18 things you're working on. You ever see a motherfucker with 8 businesses? Neither one of them is making over $1 million yet. It's like, fuck is he doing? What you should have did, you just had one major goal. Boom. With the same amount of effort, you go farther. With this, you go nowhere fast. And that's kind of the summary statement of the book. However, he does a really good job articulating it, giving examples, and it really cemented my allegiance to this concept of having one goal. Now, when I say one goal, people might be trying to understand what I mean by that. I'll do a quick breakdown of how to. I don't have time to do that. All right. I have another book video on goal setting. And what video is that? That's the what video?
The reasons that are stopping you from accomplishing your goals.
The 10 things that are stopping you from accomplishing your goals, and one of the 10 is setting goals wrong or having too many goals. And in there, I do a detailed breakdown of how you should set goals, or you just read the one thing.
That was a really detailed video.
It's a detailed video.
I mean, we can, if you want, we can link it.
Let's put the link in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can just read this book, but I know most of y'all don't read. All right. The E-Myth. This is a good book. This is a must read if you're an entrepreneur. The E-Myth is basically, a lot of people, when they start their entrepreneurial journeys, they really give themselves a job. They don't necessarily start a business as much as they give themselves a job, right? what I mean by that, like if you're a barber, right? Yeah, you could say you got your own business, but it's kind of a job, you know, like, and a lot of people run their businesses like that. So what you want to do, you have your business. Hold on. What just happened? What's she laughing at? All right, it's probably a comment. All right. So this is you, right? Boom. And let's say you starting your business, and initially you're going to have to do all these different jobs within the business. Like you're wearing every hat. You're a solopreneur. A lot of you there now, or this is where almost all of us start, right? This is where almost all of us start. What you want to do is get to the point where you're basically hiring people to fulfill different parts of the job. You've hired somebody to do this part. You hire someone to do this part. You hire someone to, and then next thing you know, you're left with very little or maybe just a few things, right? But now these people can do these things full time instead of you doing it half the time or part time. And that's how your business grows. That's how your business grows, right? Because if you're doing all these things alone, like it's only 24 hours in a day, right? But if this guy's spending 24 hours doing this one thing, then he can do way more than one thing. That all makes sense to you, right? How do you do that? How do you actually accomplish it? That's what the E Myth's about. To get a little small breakdown, you have to make basically SOPs, standard operating procedures for each one of these positions, right? So basically, he breaks down every job you do in your business. You need to make a standard operating procedure for that job, right? And then you'll be able to give it to someone, right? And now they can do it. Now you taught them how. They have instructions on how to do it, right? And then if that person quits, you fire them or they die, right? It's no problem. We just get someone else in there. He's got the SOP. You feel me? That was the fucking quick version of that book, but it's really solid. It's a must read for entrepreneurs. It is legitimately a must read. Leaders Eat Last. Good book. Good book. And you're going to notice this, man. Like, let's say you're back here. This is you, right? This is you. Each one of these people, no matter what's happening in your business, all these people got to get paid, right? All these people got to get paid. You got to pay everybody, You got to pay everybody, right? But what if there's not enough money to pay you? What do? Well, if you're a bad leader, you pay yourself first and pay them the scraps. Nah, that's not how it works. You pay them first, and then perhaps you can get what's left. They can't really see that green, huh? It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
Right? Everybody gets paid first. You got to pay all your employees, and then you get paid off what? The profits. What's left as an entrepreneur, all right? Because a lot of people, when they think about leadership, they think that someone works for you. You think it's like literal, but it's not, man. As a leader, the truth is you work for them. You work for them, right? It's kind of like the way those birds fly in that V formation when they traveling long distances. The one in the front, that's the leader, right? It's the leader, right? But he's working the hardest. The reason they fly in that V formation, right, is because it's more aerodynamic and it makes it easier for the other birds to fly, right? Yeah, the leader is working the hardest, and he's making it easier for the other animals, for the other birds, right? You started as an entrepreneur, you started this business, you provided jobs for them, you made their life easier, but you got to be working hard as fuck. And that's what this book is about. Having this concept that no. They don't work for you. You work for them. The leader should be working the hardest. they trusted you. They trusted you. You know, they trusted you with their income, with their financial future, with, you know, making sure their kids have food on the table and college funds and shit, right? You can't let them down. You know, there's been a lot of times in the business in my business career where I had to pay all my employees and I couldn't pay myself. You know, like I've been there. I've been whole years where I paid, you know, some of my employees, you know, over 6 figures and I couldn't pay myself. You know, I had to figure out different ways to live and make ways to maintain myself until we got back on our feet. And during the whole pandemic, I didn't pay this something that's funny, you know, like when I don't know if I could say pandemic, but during the whole lockdown, maybe like the first year of it, you know, we didn't know what was going to happen economically. There was a lot of turmoil, and I didn't pay myself at all during that time. But I made sure I didn't lay anyone off. I said, no matter what, I'm not laying anyone off. And every time I saw these businesses laying people off, I was like, ha, I'm better than you. So much better than you. But I didn't pay myself, and I could have paid myself. I just kept it on the sidelines in case something went wrong. You know, I just kept it in like our business savings account. I was like, man, if something goes wrong, I need to be on top of it. But that's leadership. That's real leadership shit. That's real leadership shit. Anyway, Leaders Eat Last. Really good book. Really good book. I don't know, man. Maybe it's a must read. The more I talk that shit, maybe it's must read. All right. 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, Uncle G. I'm going to put that in Life Changing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put that in Life Changing. Yo, a lot of people talk shit about Grant. A lot of people don't like him for various reasons. But I remember when this book came out and I was still making my way, you know, still trying to figure out my way, you know, and I had a business, full-time entrepreneur, but I was just trying to get to that next level, like getting out of, you know, getting to $1 million the first time is fucking hard, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It takes literally everything. Less than 5% of businesses make $1 million, and getting to there is definitely true. The first $1 million is the hardest. I don't know. 100 million is probably pretty hard too. I'll let you know in a few years, right? But that first $1 million, it takes so much out of you. And I don't think I ever said this publicly, man. I would like listen to, this shit, pause. I would wake up listening to fucking the 10X Rule, and I would play this shit loud in the fucking shower. And my girl at the time would be like, what are you doing? Like, as soon as you wake up, you got this white man yelling at you. And I'm like, yeah. Now go 10X me some breakfast. But it really pushed me, man. It just really pushed me. It's not necessarily just what he was saying, because Grant does talk crazy sometimes. Sometimes I just needed that energy. Like, he read the audiobook. Sometimes I just needed that energy, man. It was 4 in the morning. First thing I do is have a 60-year-old white man scream at me. That's how I started my day for years. Shout out to Grant. Hooked. This is a book on creating products and services and advertisements that get people kind of hooked on it, right? Keep people hooked on it, right? They really want it, And it's a good book. I don't have a whole bunch of shit. It didn't impact me like some of these other books where I'm talking about it. The 4 Disciplines of Execution, right? Stephen Covey again, trash again. Like, his work does not resonate with me at all. I don't like it. All right. I'm gonna move through this a little faster. The 80-20 principle, Richard Koch. The principle is good, and it's okay. It's okay. It's one of these books that's just way longer than it needs to be. It's trying to do too much. It's just, the book ain't had to be that long. All right. .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Where do I put this? Okay. I want to put it here, but it's dated. Like, I don't think the stuff in here. Okay, fuck, I'm going to put it here. I'm not telling you to read it, though. Right? You can if you want. I'm sure you'll learn a lot. But it's very tactical. And tactics change, right? And a lot of these tactics aren't viable now. I'm just being honest with you. Or not, maybe they're not valuable to the same degree, right? But when that book came out, anybody who knows me is I kept that shit on me. I kept that shit on me at all times. It was always in my book bag. And, you know, I was building all these. I got the ClickFunnels Award. You know, I got several of them, you know, right? But that time I was carrying this in my bag, that was the year I got the ClickFunnels Award for $1 million. Yo, Nima, they about to send us the $10 million one. You know that, right?
When is it getting here?
Yeah, I'm saying they hella slow with that shit. So it could be any time.
We gotta have a proper segment for that.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We definitely will. But anyway, you know, I met Russell a few times. This book is really fucking good. It's life-changing for me. I don't know that it will be for you, especially you like 8 years late on some of this shit. So, but I put it on there. Getting Past No, negotiation book. I'm just going to put it in trash. It's not very good. I ain't like it that much. Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. All right. So, check this out. I first heard about this book because my boy Ty Lopez said that was his favorite book, right? And I read it and I thought, it's good. It didn't impact me the way it impacted Ty. I fuck with Peter Drucker really heavy, pause, but that one is just like, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. It's fine, you know. But you know, Ty Lopez really likes it a lot. It's one of his favorite books, you know. Ty in Puerto Rico now. He moved to Puerto Rico. Ty moved to Puerto Rico for our sins. You know what I'm saying? King Ty. All right. How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. It's a good book. You know what? I'm going to put it in most read. Because he's saying some shit in here that's like the real shit. He didn't sugarcoat anything about how difficult it is to be an entrepreneur and what it takes and the kind of sacrifices you had to make to accomplish the staggering success that he has, right? This was written by a guy who did it years after he did it. He wasn't really trying to sell a book. You can tell by the writing, like he didn't give a fuck what happened, right? You know, because a lot of times when people write books, I can tell they wrote this book in hopes that it would sell. Like you can hear it. I can hear that sometimes, but I can also hear when they don't give a fuck. And Felix don't give a fuck what you think. And it definitely comes across. But the beauty of him not caring is he was able to really give you the real shit. You know, he didn't sugarcoat anything or say anything that was nice, you know, or he wasn't trying to get on Oprah with this shit, you know. That's a must read, entrepreneurs. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Chris Voss is a former FBI hostage negotiator. And this is a life-changing negotiation book. No, there's no better book on negotiating. If you had to read one book on negotiating, it's that one. I hear some people say it's a sales book. It's not. It's a negotiation book. And it's different, right? Like, if you're sold on a product or service, ain't no negotiating. You want it, right? You know, if I have to negotiate with you, you're not really sold. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted it bad enough, you'd be begging me for this shit. Right? So this is a negotiation book, and there is no better book on negotiation than Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. I've read it several times, multiple times. It's fantastic. He also has Masterclass. You know that site, Masterclass, and his Masterclass on Masterclass is a masterclass. Let's go with Robert Greene, 38 Laws of Power. I'm gonna put it here. Must read. But because it didn't change my life. It just gave me it just gives you a lot of rules to follow. I mean, laws, if you will. And I have an interview with Robert on my channel from like years and years ago, man. That's the homie, man, Big Robert. And every time one of the new books comes out, Robert sends it to me. I think, hold up. Stay put. Hold on. Yo, mi amor, mi novia. Donde book de la Roberto
Libro.
Where that Robert Greene book?
It's a great question. I don't know.
Is in donde que oficina por favor. Okay.
I don't know which office it's in. I believe it's behind you somewhere.
I wanted to flex on these niggas, man. Show them because Rob autographed the last book and sent it
What's
to
the name
me.
of the book?
Human Nature or some shit like that. The Laws of Human Nature. Listen, I got the fucking book. All right, just trust me. And Robert autographed it. They sent me he sends me all these books, man. That's the homie, Big Rob.
It should be behind you to your left. It's one of the red books.
It might be in the other office. So here's the thing about my girlfriend, man. She's genius. Like most people would put the books alphabetical, have some sort of Dewey Decimal System or some shit like that. She color coordinated the books. She did it by color. If your girlfriend, we talked about this before. If your girlfriend ain't color coordinating your bookshelf, you got to fire her. you got to dump her. Let's all make an oath that we're gonna dump our girlfriends who don't organize our bookshelves by color. Let's make that pledge. Let's become better, man. It's victory talk. Whatever. The book exists. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, 48 Laws of Power. It's a solid book. This is not a book you read. All right. Here's what I did. Yeah, I read it, but then I made flashcards of every law and memorized them. All right, memorize them. This shit got to be in you, not on you. This shit got to be in you, not on you. And this book gets a lot of criticism where people say it's people will say it's manipulative, right? Or I've even heard evil. But here's the thing, man. Even if it's not telling you what to do, it's telling you what happens, right? So now you can see it coming and you can not get manipulated, right? And or listen, you can use some of those laws to your advantage. And it's very, very powerful. Like it's not a book that you read. It's a book you memorize. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those that you memorize. It's a must read. For whatever reason, I fucked up this thing and I put the obstacle is the way on here twice. Obstacle in the way is for sure a must read. Oh, I can do this now. But it's also life changing, right? It's somewhere. It's a happy mistake. It's like it's right in there. It's like it changed my life, but it's also I'm gonna put it in both. Right? The Obstacle is the Way is by Ryan Holiday, who was actually mentored. His mentor is Robert Greene. Yeah, funny how that works. And this book is basically about how when you face adversity, when you face challenges, how you can actually use those to your advantages. It's very steeped in Stoic philosophy, and it was powerful the first time I read it. It's powerful every time I read it. But this is the book I break out when I'm undergoing a challenge. All right. When there's something challenging in my way, when I'm in the face of some sort of adversity or perceived adversity, obstacles away. I break it out every time. It's my go-to. It's my go-to move. You know what? Hold up. Now I know that one's over here. All right, it's in the white section. This might start taking too long. You know what? Next time I'm gonna have the books. Oh, it's right here. Yo, I be breaking this shit out, bro, and I got like the spots where I need to go. Like this is. I got another copy of it here that's written in more than this. Anyway, obstacles away, yo. You must read it. It's life changing, for sure. All right. I see somebody said Robert Greene's the art. They put the art of seduction in there. The art of seduction. Yo, listen, bro. If you get your mind right, your muscle right, and your mindset right, the thot's gonna need that book to get you. You won't need no art of seduction. All right? You only need thought repellent. Right? You only need thought repellent. Sorry. The next book on the list is also by Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday is my favorite author. All right. And his ego is an enemy. So this was his first book. You know, Obstacles Away was Robert's first. Sorry. The Obstacle is the Way was Ryan's first book that really, oh man, this guy's good. And typically when someone writes a book of that caliber, the following books are significantly worse and keep getting worse and worse. Kind of like they blew their load on the first one. Not Ryan Holiday. He fucked around and got better. Like he fucked around and made a better book. You never see that shit. And like, for example, Tim Ferriss. Listen, I love you, Tim. But each book keeps getting worse and worse. They just keep getting worse. Now, I don't want to shit on Tim. I met Tim before, and I was in a diner in Austin, or a restaurant in Austin, like late at night, and I said hi to him. Oh, yo, man, you changed my life, man. I read your book, and now I'm rich as hell and shit, you know? And he said, thanks, man. You know, we took a picture or whatever. And, you know, on his way out, no, then he left, right? And when I went to pay the bill for me and my team, he was like, oh, that other guy paid for it. Tim fucking paid our bill. You know what I'm saying? He paid our bill. So Tim's the man. But like he just kind of blew his load on his book, right? Well, Ryan is a writer. Like it's his thing to write books, and the books keep getting fucking better. Ego is the Enemy is a great example of that. I didn't think he could do better than Obstacles the Way. Then he came with Ego is the Enemy. And no, man, I don't even want to tell you what it's about. And like just go read it. Just trust me on that, man. You definitely need that, because especially as you become successful. Here's what I'll tell you. The most dangerous thing about success is you start to believe your own hype, or you start to feel like you can't lose because you're finally winning. And then people start getting reckless or taking on more than they can handle, right? There's a fine line between confidence and delusion. You know what I'm saying? Or they become successful and become entitled, which is the most repulsive attribute a man can have is entitlement, in my opinion. All right. You can become entitled. You can start feeling yourself, or you can be overconfident. Overconfidence is significantly more dangerous than fear. Because if you're scared, at least you won't fuck shit up. But if you're overconfident, you can fuck shit up. Right? And if you're already successful when you're overconfident, now you have leverage to fuck shit up to a greater degree. Now you got money leverage. You got maybe fame leverage, access leverage. And now you can fuck shit up way more than a broke motherfucker could fuck shit up. A broke motherfucker can't really fuck nothing up. He already broke. He mastered poverty. How bad could it get? He live in America. We got a social safety network. He's not going to starve to death. He'll be fine. I mean, he ain't going to get no pussy. But he'll live. Right? But if you got money, you can really fuck shit up. You can really fuck shit up. Like, think about the dude from FTX. This motherfucker probably gonna go to jail, right? It's looking like he's gonna go to prison, and he's like bankrupt, millions in debt. You can really fuck shit up with leverage, right? Ego's the enemy. I always try to keep my ego in check, even though I seem real arrogant. No, I am real arrogant. So I have to constantly check myself with the people I'm around. Hey, was this good? Was it good? I think it was fantastic. I think everything I do is amazing, but I try to check in with people who are maybe more level-headed, because I'm telling you, man, ego is the enemy. Read the fucking book. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. All the coolest guys are bald. Everyone knows that. All the coolest guys are bald. All the toughest guys are bald. All the baddest are bald. David Goggins is yet another example of this. I'm just putting it in a good book. I like David Goggins more when I hear him on podcasts or on his social media or on other YouTube videos. I'm gonna be honest, man. When I read the book, I kept thinking, yo, but why is you doing this though? Like, yeah, sure, it's badass. It's really difficult, but like, yo, why you doing that? Like, when he was supposed to watch a marathon, he hadn't really trained for it, and his legs were already fucked up. He was just gonna watch it. I think one of his homies was. He heard the gun, and he just started running. Fuck it, I'm doing this. Last minute. And I'm like, yeah, but why though, David? Like, you didn't have to put yourself in that position. And then he's like pissing blood and shit. I'm like, yeah, you didn't have to do that, bro. Like, there was no. But I like his attitude, and I like the stuff he says and his message. I just couldn't get past that when I was reading the book. Like, yo, why though? Like, why are you doing that? Like, I try to do hardcore shit that other people can't do, but I always know why I'm doing it, right? If I'm up at 4:30, it's to get money. It ain't just cause, right? You know what I'm saying? If I'm lifting weights hard, it's to fucking, get swole. But like, it was a lot of times in the book I was just like, yo, bro, you don't have to do that. Like, that's legitimately purposeless. And that's why I only put it on Good Book. I would put some of his YouTube videos up in like Life Changing or Must Read, I still fuck with dude, right? Purple Cow by Seth Godin. I'm gonna put this in Must Read. You might not have heard of this book, right? But basically, it's a marketing book. Seth's a marketer, and he's a marketing teacher and, successful entrepreneur. The reason he called it Purple Cow is because basically, here's the thesis, right? If you were driving and you in Wisconsin or some shit where they had mad cows, and you saw a bunch of cows, they would start to all look the same. Maybe the very first cow you saw, like, oh shit, it's a cow. I never seen one of those in real life. But then after a while, it's like, okay, bunch of fucking cows, I get it. But what if you saw a purple cow? You might get the fuck out your car and take pictures, right? It's an analogy. But he said that the reason most businesses fail because they're too fucking regular. Everything about them, what they do is too regular. Their marketing is too regular. The way they interact with their customers is too regular, and you kind of just get lost. There's nothing noteworthy. And this book is about how to build noteworthy products, marketing, and customer experience. Because if you do that, then I'll give you an example. This is a restaurant I really like in Miami. It's called Barton G. Is that the name of it? Yeah, Barton G. And every time you order something, every different dish, it's this elaborate setup where they bring out all types of shit. I got a fork this big. Obviously, it was just for show, but I'd never seen nothing like that before. What I do, I'm taking pictures of it. I'm putting it on Instagram. Mind you, I got like close to 1 million followers on Instagram, so a lot of people saw that. What I do, I'm marketing their shit for free. You know how much they'd have to pay for a sponsored post from me? God damn it. I did it for free because it was remarkable. And that's what this book is about. How to create that. How to create that in your business. Right? Another one. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. Must read. It's really just about, making your marketing special, man. It's above the regular shit you're going to learn in university. I have a marketing degree. He looks at marketing from a whole different perspective. And I really resonated with this. It's actually hard to articulate this book in words, but just trust me. It's a must read if you're a marketer. If you market a product or service to humans. Right, it's a must read. The link to this book and all the other ones are in the description. All right, boom. Story Brand by some motherfucker whose name I can't remember. It's a good book. You know what? Here's the thesis of this book. Most people, or most business people, especially new ones, right? What they always talk about how good their product is, how good their services, and they make their business the star. But you got to remember your customer, in their eyes, they're the star. In their story, they're the star, right? So he talks about how to structure your messaging where the customer is still the star and you're like Yoda. You get what I'm saying? Like the customer's Luke Skywalker, they're the star and you're just the helpful guide to help them accomplish whatever they want, whatever they need, right? And it's just a different way to look at marketing. And I really like it. It really resonates with me, but make it about them. If I had to sum it up in one word, I would say, if I had to sum it up, this book is about making sure your marketing is about the customer as opposed to how great you are. You want to make the marketing about how you can improve the customer's lives, about what they really want, their hopes and dreams, and how your product or service can just help them get there, right? It's a really good book. $100 million offers by my man, Alex Hormozy. Hormozy's my dog. I've known him before he was super rich and famous. He was just rich. I mean, it was like a few years ago, man. I'm on the phone with Hormozy New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It was New Year's Day, actually, right? And this is years ago. And we were just talking about some shit. And he was like, so how much money you make last year? I said, man, we did about 1.5 million. I made about 1.5 million. And Hormozy said, yeah, I made 30 million last year. He didn't say it as arrogant as I said it. He said it actually really calm. I can't say that sentence in a calm way, right? He made 30 million. I was like, God damn, Hormozy. Alexander Hormozy, how'd you do it? And then, so I've known him for mad long. And then I think the following year he did well over 100. Then he sold his business for 9 figures, and then he wrote this book. I think you should read it. I don't really have to talk. Oh, hey, Alex, hey, thanks, babe.
And it was Ryan Holiday that got signed.
Oh, no. Right, it was also Ryan Holiday's
Also,
got
and for
something.
those talking shit about libraries, you have 3 libraries. How many do they have?
No, the colors is doper than the Dewey Decimal System. Like it really is. The books were just in the other room. They were just in the other library. No, the colors is way doper. She did shit in New York, and I was like, nah, do this shit in Miami. I get mad compliments. Oh, I digress. You should read the book. You know what I'm saying? He's making man money. He shitted on me when I said I made $1.5 million a few years back. I'm thinking I did good. He tells me straight to my face I made 30 million. Bitch. That's not what he said, but that's what I heard. That's how I felt. So Alex is a G. Shout out to him. Where is this? Is this the one? Hold up.
No, your other copy is behind you. That's actually signed.
Oh, where?
Because you have multiple books.
What you we talking about? The Robert Greene book?
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck did y'all do to piss her off? Y'all hear that?
No, I'm fine, but it should be below you. Follow the colors, babe. Follow the colors.
We gonna find it. Anyway. All right. Anyway, yeah. Yo, read Alex's book, man. Stop. Don't play yourself. All right, yo, Crush It. Crush It by Gary V. Okay. It's weird what I'm about to say. I don't know if you should read this book now, but for me, it was life changing. Because remember, I'm struggling. I'm working multiple jobs. Boom. I'm working multiple jobs at once. You know what? Can I show them this? Hold on for a second. I can like prove this. Hold on.
You can just swap into the tablet.
Oh. All right, maybe I'll show you guys later. All right, but anyway, listen. I'm over here. I told you I read 4 Hour Workweek, and I was like, okay, how do I start this business? How do I figure this out? And I had some ideas, and I started the business, meaning the product, right? Every business is 2 businesses. There's the actual product or service you're delivering, and then there's the sales or marketing of that product service, right? If either one of them fuck up, you're gonna fail, right? So from 4 Hour Workweek, I was able to kind of get the products in motion and get stuff going. He gave me an idea, but Tim said to use Google ads to market your product, and I was kind of broke at the time. I spent pretty much all my money, getting things together. And then I read Crush It by Gary V. And he said, listen, social media is the way to go. All right. This is pre-Instagram. Instagram did not exist. It was just Facebook and YouTube. And I think some people were still on MySpace. And there might have been some other weird social medias that aren't around anymore, right? Maybe Twitter was just starting, right? And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll do this. So I read this book. No bullshit. I read this book. And then I go on eBay and I buy a video camera for like $50. It was HD, and I was like, all right, guess I'll start a YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? And like fucking 12 years later, you watching me live talking about books. But like Gary actually made me want to go. I went on social media because of Gary V, because of this book. This book made me start social media. I did not have a YouTube account. Obviously I wasn't on anything, right? It wasn't a thing. This book inspired me to start social media and build a business out of it, right? See, a lot of you kids, you just want to be famous or some shit. This book was like, no. This is how you're going to build a business. All right. Now, I don't know if anything that's said in that version of the book is viable now. I'm going to be honest with you. This is fucking 2009 I read it. Like, the iPhone had been out for a year, right? Everything is different now. Like, but for me, it was life changing. I don't know if you should read it now. All right. Again, you can get all these books. Link in the description if you want to check any of them out. Links to each one of the books. All right. Pitch Anything. Must read. This is closer to a sales book. It's than maybe it's negotiation. No, you know what? This is a kind of a sales book, but this is about creating presentations that sell. There's a difference, right? There's different kind of sales. There's one-to-one sales, then there's one-to-many sales, meaning you're trying to sell a group of people. Like sometimes when you guys see me on stages or I have events, a lot of times I'm selling to the stage. A lot of times I'm selling from the stage, you know? And the way you sell to a whole group of people is kind of way different than the way you sell to one person. Statistically, one-on-one sales, I'm one of the best in the world. I can say that with legit confidence. If you look at the stats, I hold my own against anybody, right? There might be people who are better, for sure. There are people who are better. They exist, but they wouldn't embarrass me. Like if we had some sort of competition, like I'd be right up there. They would walk away respecting me, even if they beat me. I'm one of the best in the world. I say that with legit confidence. In one-on-one sales, one-to-many scales, I got a lot of work to do. You know, I know some people who are significantly better than me. Like my boy Russell Brunson, I saw him make $1 million from the stage once. Yeah, no bullshit. Like, I know, not $1 million. I'm sorry. I saw him make $10 million from the stage once. No bullshit. I watched it and I was like, okay, there's some room for improvement for me. You know, but Pitch Anything is probably the best book on that regard. But he also teaches a lot of stuff in here you can use in your one-on-one sales and in your negotiation. This book casts a more wide net. I read this book multiple times a year. And I suggest you do too. Every time I read it, I kind of understand it better and I learn more. Ooh, Trading in the Zone. This book is about trading. Those of you know I'll be trading out here getting money, but it's going in life changing because if you read this book, even if you never trade, if you just substitute the word trading for life, this is the best. It's like one of the best self-help or personal development books. What the principles he's laying down in this book can be applied to anything. When I first got it, I thought he was going to be showing me charts, graphs. Oh, use the RSI and the MACD when you get a conversion diversion. Nah, it was none of that shit. It was none of that shit. It was more about the principles, how to think about trading and taking bets and taking risks. That's really what it's about, taking risks. And you got to remember, man, you place a bet every day, right? You hop in a car on the road, you placing a bet that, you know, you're going to make it to your destination safely, right? Your whole life is a series of bets, right? From the person you marry, having kids, you betting that they're going to come out healthy. You betting that you'll be able to raise them right. You betting them they won't grow up to be fucking shitheads, criminals, dope fiends, right? You're placing bets, right? You know, that's your whole life. And that's what this book is about. But I don't know. This is a really fucking solid book, bro. You should really read it. Breakthrough Advertising. Fun fact, this book costs $400. Click the link in Amazon. You'll see. This book costs $400. And it seems like every year it costs more. Am I going to call it a must read? When it came out, I'm sure everybody who read it put it here. Like one of my mentors, Matt Gallant, he has a 8-figure business, Biooptimizers. They out here crushing it. And this is his favorite book. So maybe I put it here because Matt, I learned most of my fucking marketing and business shit, well, a lot of it from Matt. And Matt learned it from this book. Okay, we're going to put it here because of Matt. But it's kind of old, right? But the principles are solid. Like these principles are still applicable. Okay, no, it's not life-changing. It's must read. Breakthrough Advertising is expensive. So maybe you don't read it first. And it's dense. It's actually difficult to understand. it's not, they didn't write that book to entertain you, right? It's read like, it reads like a textbook, right? I got it right here. You know, look on Amazon, see how much it costs, right? I should walk. This is like a hard flex, walking around with a $400 book. It reads like a textbook. It's a difficult read, even for me, and I'm smarter than you, so it's going to be real difficult for a lot of y'all. I don't know. Don't prioritize it, but it's definitely a must read at some point in your journey. 80-20 sales and marketing. So we had the 80-20 rule, but this book is different. This is a must read for entrepreneurs. Like this one, you can skip this one. It's only okay. This one by Perry Marshall, yeah, you better read that. You better read that. A lot of my business and life philosophies are ripped straight out the pages of this book. Right? I have a YouTube short where I'm talking about how I don't cook, right? Because if you cook, well, that means you got to buy groceries. If you got to buy groceries, you got to go to the grocery store. You got to buy the shit, come back, cook food. Then you got to prepare the meal. And then you got to clean it, clean up. And, you know, now with all those tasks together, we talking about hours of work. You could have been making some motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? And my hourly rate at this point in my life is so high that it's a net positive in income, right? If I pay someone else to do it. For example, if I go here, right? If you know that you make, I'm going to use simple math, $100 an hour when you're working, right? But it costs you $50 to pay someone to buy you dinner. I mean, to bring you dinner, like Uber Eats, right? Hey, asshole, if you cook your own food, you didn't save $50, right? You lost $50 because it would have been a net positive of 50 if you would have cooked it. I'm sorry, if you would have went to Uber and you would have worked during that time, instead of preparing your food and buying groceries and shit. I mean, it's going to be way more than that if you account for groceries, travel, whatever. I do this with everything, bro. Like, that was just an example. People in the YouTube crowd, they was too stupid to get it. They don't understand basic economics, right? But remember when we go here, and when your business, you're doing all these jobs, but then you start paying people to do these jobs, when we talked about the E-Myth. Well, it's not just your business. What if that's your life? Right? What if that's your life? What if this is why I don't drive? I don't have a car. I haven't had a car in 15 years. I just Uber. Now I can work in the car. I don't have to think about oil changes, maintenance, gas, people stealing it. We're parking. How much time y'all spend looking for parking? I'm not telling you what to do. And you could, if you like, a lot of people like driving, right? And that's cool. A lot of people like cooking. That's cool. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't like neither. I like neither, right? So other parts of your life, boom, cooking, grocery shopping, cleaning. Yo, the maid just left. She just left. What I look like cleaning shit? Like, not clean. I'm not cleaning shit. I can just pay. I literally did what I said. I paid her to clean the whole house, and I worked the whole time. I would have lost thousands of dollars if I would have spent that time cleaning, right? Maybe you love cleaning, but like the same thing we did with business, you're doing all these jobs, then you start replacing people with them. You do this with your life. And then what do you have more time, unless these are things you really like, right? But the things you don't want and aren't income generating, pay someone else to do it. Right now you get your time back. If you love life, don't waste time. Time is what life is made of, right? And here's the thing. Now you take all these things, you get rid of all these other activities, and you spend that time making money. What's going to happen? You're going to make more money. Anyway, that was just one chapter of this fantastic book, 80-20 Sales and Marketing. But a lot of my life is written out of this. What we got here? We got Dan Kennedy's The Ultimate Sales Letter. Must read. Basically, if you had to read one book on copywriting, writing copy, writing things that are persuasive to sell, that's the book you read. If you have to read one. If you have to read one book on sales, you're going to read the 1 Minute Salesperson. I was doing an internship for Abbott Laboratories, Fortune 500 company, and based out of Chicago. And they recruited me to be a salesperson for them, work with their sales team after my freshman year of college. So I was 18 and I was working with their salespeople, riding around, and the sales manager there, he was like, all right, Brandon, this is the only book you need to read on sales. Now, if I wanted to be upper middle class like him, yeah, that's the only book I would read, right? But it was a great foundation. Right? This book right there, The 1 Minute Salesperson, right? The Art of Full Engagement. This book is so my mentor, Matt Gallant, he would put this maybe here, but I'm gonna put it here. So it's basically about, if I had to sum it up, it's how to avoid burnout as an entrepreneur, right? Burnout's never been my problem, so I'm going to say it's a good book. But if you ever feel like you're burned out or overworked, then you'll get more out of it than I have, Then yeah, Courage by Osho. Courage, the Art of Living Dangerous. I know some of y'all is pussy. Scared to the motherfucker. Read this book, Courage by Osho. I went over it on a book of the week, but this book is really solid about how to think about fear and your relationship with it a lot better. Oh shit! Now we down to the final two. Ray Dalio. It's life changing. Principles by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio became one of the richest men of all time, that runs the #1 hedge fund ever, and he kind of wrote down the principles he used to get there. And what I like about this book is kind of the opposite of 4 Hour Workweek, where the 4 Hour Workweek has some good principles, but it has so many tactics that are now outdated. It didn't age as well. Principles is going to age forever because he only talked about principles. There's a difference between principles and tactics. Tactics change, principles stay the same, right? And he talked about his principles and how you could lay down your principles to, build a better life and way more money. And from one of the richest men who ever lived, I cannot recommend that book enough. Yeah, Principles by Ray Dalio. And then my favorite book, one of my favorite books, I'm gonna go ahead and put this at the top. Relentless by Tim Grover. If you look right here, we're gonna put so they can see this.
Yeah, right here.
What's that say? What's that say? It says relentless. Yeah, I got it tattooed on me. Because I am a crazy person. But that book also really resonated with me. Up until I read that book, I thought there was something wrong with me. You ever been like hustling real hard or trying to make shit happen, and people around you will say shit to you like, oh man, you work too hard. You need to take it easy. You need to chill, enjoy life. And a lot of times you'll hear it so much that you'll be like, yo, is something wrong with me? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, why maybe I'm fucked up, And I was starting to think that till I read Relentless by Tim Grover. Tim Grover was the coach. Tim Grover was the trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I could stop there, but we'll go D Wade and a number of other super successful athletes. And he didn't talk about how they trained in this book. He talked about the mindset of a champion, right? The mindset it takes to be the best in the world at something, or the best at all time at something. Like, yeah, it takes that kind of mindset, that kind of, you're not willing to accept anything less. You'll do whatever it takes. And what I thought was a flaw I realized was actually an advantage after reading this book. Now, a lot of people don't resonate with kind of the stuff he says in this book because he ain't nice, right? That book ain't never gonna be on Oprah's book club. None of that shit. You know, he speaks rough, but he's saying the real shit. He didn't sugarcoat nothing. He's telling you what's really required to accomplish extreme success. Extreme success. Like you can have some success being regular, but we're talking about extreme success, and that's what this is about. And I read that book, man, and it kind of like I felt for the first time in my life I was free to be who I really am. It gave me permission to really be myself, to be relentless. Sorry, it was to be relentless, you know what I'm saying? And to go extra super hard with no remorse. And a lot of you guys won't like it. And that's okay. That probably means that you're not crazy, right? You're probably a well-adjusted human. But if you do read it and like it, one, I kind of feel sorry for you and your family because I know what that's going to do to you, right? Massive success takes everything, and you're not going to see your family as much, and they're going to be sad as a result. I know because I've been there, and you'll hear plenty of examples of it in the book. But you know, you'll probably be more successful than anyone you know or ever met. There's a trade-off. Life's a game of trade-offs, you know? All right. That is the book. That is the tier list of the 50 greatest books that I've read. All right. None of them are bad books. I'm just putting them in order. You know, you can come to your own conclusions. That took a little longer than I thought it would. Do we have any super chats that we want to read?
Yeah, actually, we got super chats that have been waiting for a while. So.
Oh, Yara, what's up? Oh, fuck. She gone?
No, she's.
What it do? She left, man.
I don't know.
Baby
But
girl.
I can.
All right, can you read them?
Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, I'm gonna start from the last ones.
Yeah, start from the super chats, man.
Yeah. So, Big Baya says, well, actually, hold on.
It says
Big-
Bola.
Oh, okay, she's back.
I'm
Yeah, I was
back, 'cause
starting.
that makes- let's start with the super chats. We have a lot actually.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so let's start with Chris. Yo, Brandon, do you do audiobooks, Audible, or speed read? And if speed read, how did you learn that skill?
Okay, so I did learn speed reading, when I was in my early 20s. And I took a course. And it was like days and days. I don't remember the name of the company. I don't even think they exist. So, you know, you got to find someone else to do it. But lately, what I've been doing is, speed reading, you actually kind of got to concentrate a little more than I want to. So what I do now is I'll show you this. This is kind of cool. I like to get the Kindle book with the audio book, and let me show you what happens. If you get both, you can do this thing. Let me see. Oh, I gotta download this audio. All right, hold on. Let me find it. This is gonna change your mind. Okay, so here's a book. Boom. Let's see if I can turn the volume up so you can see. And this is like the coolest shit in the world to me.
I looked for patterns that would reveal a solution to my voice problems and free me from my ghost-like social existence. Over the course of this book, I'll tell you how that search went, because embedded in that story is pretty much everything I know about grabbing
It's reading the book to me.
it until it coughs up a hairball of success.
Hold on.
Chapter 3. Passion is bullshit.
Fuck, I'm trying to get there.
You often hear advice from successful people that you should
No, put it back on
follow
another
passion.
one. Put it back on another
That sounds
one.
perfectly
Yeah,
reasonable the first time you hear it.
the-
Passion will presumably give you high energy, high resistance to rejection, and high determination.
So what I'm trying to say is, it's reading the book.
Right?
It's reading. I put it on double speed. If you got the audiobook in the Kindle, it'll read the book to you. It'll like highlight the part. I think that's one of the coolest parts. And what's cool about that is now your auditory senses and your visual senses are both engaged, and one is a little less boring, especially depending on the author. But more importantly, it's like you comprehend the information a lot better. So that's what I've been doing more recently, reading and listening to it simultaneously.
Up next is a comment from Jake, waiting for the Tate Carter collab.
Oh yeah, I'm saying that's my guy. Tate's busy, man. He's training. He's training for a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere on YouTube you can find conversations with me, him, and Connor Murphy when I used to be Connor Murphy's co-host. And but I've known Tate for mad years. So that's my guy. But we might be able to get Tristan on. Tristan's down to do it. It's just time zone shit.
From Alejandro, BBC, I'm a 28-year-old social worker from South LA. I make $5K a month after taxes, working 40 hours. I'm qualified to start my own therapy practice. What steps would you take to build wealth?
I mean, yeah, you gotta have a game plan to be covered in name brand, brother. So I would really sketch out that plan to start your own practice, see what it looks like, weigh the risk and rewards. A lot of people tell you, man, just do it. Fuck what happens. I'm not that guy. I'm gonna tell you, really weigh out the risk and rewards. And if you going to do it, I would do it in a way where you can start your own thing and keep your job simultaneously. So I kind of disagree with everyone saying, man, just burn your bridges and go out there. It's fucking retarded, bro. What you want to do is work your job on the side. You work at your job probably 40 hours. You got a lot more time, right? Do it on the side until your side job is making just as much or more than your regular job, and you have 6 months of emergency savings, right? This way, if things go wrong, you got 6 months to get yourself back on track. That's what I would do for sure. 6 months of your expenses covered. And that's exactly what I did.
We got Zero saying disrespecting willpower, put it in life changing.
Oh, I think I was, it might be life changing for y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I had been very disciplined by the time I read it, and it was just more interesting at that point than it was life changing for me, because it depends on where you are. Like when you read these books, where you are on your journey, if right now Alex Hermosi passed me in the money making. He makes more money than me, right? But if I made more money than him, right, that means I would know some things he doesn't know. So this book would probably be lower, right? It's where you are when you get it, right? But because he blew past me with money, I'm like, oh, this is a must read. I got to read it, right? Or if I was to read 4 Hour Workweek for the first time today, I might fuck around and put it here, right? So it's like the way the books impact you really depends on where you are when you find them. Oh, yo, we got the market recap with Romulus, but Nima, do I have your? Okay, he has a video. Do you need to download and upload it, or can you do that?
If you can airdrop it to me, I can play it here.
You
or you can just...
He sent it by box, powered by box. You know what, man?
You can also open it on the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we got the audio.
All right. Well, let's read another question. Please, baby.
All right, we got Rosario Music. What's your opinion on Andrew Tate saying that reading books is a waste of time and that it's better to just get to work and take action with speed?
Yeah, I'm in vehement disagreement of that. However, Andrew's my guy, right? And it's okay. You don't have to agree with. I don't have to agree with everything someone says to be friends with them. That's too high of a criteria for friendship. And maybe that was true for him, right? And maybe that's true for a lot of people. it wasn't true for me. You know, this, because if you just do things, then you can only learn from your mistakes. But if you read things, I can read from like 50 other people's mistakes and either not make them, or if I do make them, I have more context as to how I can learn from it. Because if you don't learn from your mistake, you're gonna keep making it, right? But what if I don't? What if I don't make it because I learned, right? Experience is not the best teacher because experience is painful and it'll kick your ass, right? Like, I mean, I get what he's saying, and I'm sure there's some validity in that, and maybe I would have to hear it from another context to understand it better. But it's kind of like, yo, man, you don't need an algebra book, man. Just go out and do algebra. Like, what you mean, though? Like, shouldn't I study how to do algebra? Nah, man, just go out and do algebra. But also Tate is, Andrew's like super smart, bro. Like his dad was like a literal genius. And I've heard him say that he has genius level IQ. I don't. Right? I don't. I'm gonna be real with you, you know. So I got to get as much information as I can to I got to supplement that with information. I think that's an effective strategy for me. And, and maybe it wasn't for him, or maybe it's not for a lot of people, but this is an effective strategy for me. And I don't know, if you poll successful people, I'm inclined to believe that most of them would agree with me on that regard, but I'm sure you'd find a lot who would agree with Andrew as well. Like, there's no right way. Yo, 5 plus 5 equals 10, right? But 5 times 2 equals 10 too, right? There's infinite ways to get to 10. There's actually no right way to get to 10. There's literally infinite ways. So I'm not trying to say my way is right or that anyone else's is wrong.
We have some repetitive questions, but I'm gonna still read them.
Because they gave us money. Yep. You right. Girl, you smart.
Blue said, "My respect for you, brother. Any tips on speeding reading courses? I remember you taking a class for this in the past."
No, the company don't exist no more. Maybe it's because motherfuckers like me could never tell anybody what course he went to. Like, I've never said the name once because I just forgot.
Joseph Dominguez says, "Yo, love your content on finances, fitness, and just not being a punk. Bossing up. I never knew you mentor Splash. That guy is amazing with email marketing."
Oh man, Splash started his email marketing journey with, don't show my screen, with email marketing journey with me. Pause. Like, we were like, I helped him start his first drop shipping company. And I was like, yo, you running emails, man? He's like, nah. And then we started that. Then I taught him how we do email marketing over at one of my companies at the time. And I hired him to do it. And he learned the style, and he went and took it to the next level, man. So shout out to Splash. He took what I learned and like mastered it. I knew it and I taught it to him, but he learned it from me initially and then went in and mastered it.
Miguel Johnson Jr. asked, "Where does Bicep Bible rank on this list?"
It's not a business book. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to get somebody to business.
We got ST0S1. Interesting. In the book
All right.
work, he mentions quit social media. What are your thoughts on this, and how do you apply this to your life?
Well, as you can see, that I'm on social media, talking to you on social media, that I didn't take everything he said to heart. What you want to do is you want to use it in a way where it's constructive, because it can easily be, it can easily not be. I took a lot of stuff he said, but I didn't quit social media. I didn't do that.
We have more. Alejandro.
Oh shit, man! Y'all throwing around money now, huh? Y'all throwing around money on the victory talk. Look at y'all.
Alejandro threw 3 times. This is
Come
the
on,
second
man.
question. We have another follow-up.
Ballers. ballers.
He asked, what are your thoughts on dating while coming up and chasing success? Do you think it's better to be single in the beginning so you can focus deeply on your business and physique? Is that healthy?
There was a time. There was a time when I was considering. No, I think I actually looked for this. I was looking for some sort of supplement that would kill my sex drive, like make it zero. Like I was, if I could be asexual for a few years, like take away the desire to have sex. That was something I really wanted, but I couldn't find anything that didn't have any other like really crazy side effects. So I say that to say, yeah, you'd probably be way more successful, you know, if you weren't dating and spending time on women or guys, whatever you're into. You didn't specify women, right? Dating people. Yeah, if you can allocate that time towards the acquisition of capital, you definitely make more money for sure and be successful faster. However, I don't know a way to do that. Right? If we can find a way to like kill your libido for a minute and you just put all the energy on making money, you probably make more money. I'm gonna be honest with you. However, as it stands, if you try to do that without a pharmaceutical intervention, your limbic system would probably go crazy and you'd end up, I don't know, fucking ugly girls or like you'd be like a chronic masturbator or something like that. You know, nature finds a way, is what I'm trying to say. Like nature's going to find a way, you know. And instead of trying to fight it, what I do now, my girlfriend, you see, she's doing comments on the podcast. She's putting books in alphabetical, no, color coordinated, but that's better than alphabetical, right? And and she's helping me with stuff, and she's an asset, you know. So if you can find someone who can actually help you, that helps you work better, and you can have sex with them, I think that's the cheat code. That's the cheat code right there.
He has one more question.
Hey,
BBC, I noticed that you have fun and positive attitude while chasing success. How do you build your sense of humor and positive attitude while taking your success seriously?
we're running out of time. This part, did I go for that long?
We are at
Yeah, you
1
did.
hour and 52 minutes.
Jesus. Oh, fuck. I want to answer that question. Okay. Somebody save that because that's a good question. That's actually a good topic for something someday, right? But to tell you exactly how it would take too long. But you want to look for the good, right? Find the fun. Even when we were working hard with the team, we put in crazy hours. Like I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm having fun. Nothing. I don't do this to be happy. I'm happy and I do this, right? I don't make money to be happy. I'm happy and I make money. You know, you flip it, right? Because if something can make you happy, then I look at that as like a weakness, right? You know, I'm not saying things can't make me happy, right? But I try to eradicate that. I want to be in control of my happiness. I want to be happy when I want to be happy. Because if something can make me happy, it can make me sad. And then what? I'm not in control. You know, I want to be in control. So in layman's terms, I decided to be happy. And I always look for the positive, look for the fun, find the fun in everything. And that's why I never get burned out. People be burned out because they're not having fun, man. I can be doing anything and we'll make it fun. I was laughing in jail, cracking jokes. I've never been convicted of a crime, right? Miscarriage of justice. I was released. Everything was dropped. It happens, man. Law enforcement, they're not perfect. They're people. They make mistakes. But I was in there laughing, joking, right? In an awful situation because I just trained myself to do that. I can talk about how at a later date. That's probably a good topic. Yo, say the other super chats that we have, but we can't get out here without a market recap. All right. Market recap. Romulus could not be here today, but he sent a video just for y'all. He made a video to market recap. Now, here's the thing. Me and Romulus are doing a fucking a serious training only for Victory Unit members. So join the free Discord Victory Unit. All right. We're going to be doing a free training to show y'all the ins and outs of the markets and help y'all make serious money. All right. Free training, but it's only for Victory Unit members. You got to join the Victory Unit. Click the link below. And I don't think anyone knows this. I probably should announce this at the beginning of the video, but it's kind of cool because more people are watching now. Is I'm going to go live this Sunday in the Victory Unit, and I'm just doing Q&A. I'm going to do a live in the Victory Unit. It's just audio. I saw your lights, Nima. I saw your eyes. I saw you like, oh, fuck. I got to do some shit now. It's just audio, so I can just talk. Like when you go live in Discord. It's just, yo, my man started sweating bullets. He didn't know he had to work.
Sunday are you going live?
I'm going, you'll still be on the plane. Girl, I timed that out. I think it's at 12. I think it's at 12.
I'm just making sure you land before that.
Yeah, nah. Psst.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, look at her, man. Make it sure I land right. Cause sometimes I be fucking up, man. But when when I fuck up, she's there to pick up the pieces. Yeah. I'm pretty confident. I don't know the exact time, but it's going to be in the Victory Unit tomorrow if it's not there right now. So I'm going live, just Q&A this Sunday, and me and Romulus and my man Winnie Trades, we're going to be doing a free training on getting money. All right, but right now let's play Romulus's message for the week. Let me see if I can.
Hello, Victory Unit. This is General Romulus here at the gracious invitation of Mr. Brandon Carter, and I
don't hear anything.
battles all over the world after all. Okay, well,
all right,
as is our custom.
Wait a minute, they can't hear Romulus?
We can hear him now.
Yo, type in the comments. Could y'all hear Romulus? Do I need to run it back? Just let us know what's up.
You gotta start all over because it went mute.
All right. Just let us know if y'all hear it.
General Romulus here at the gracious invitation of Mr. Brandon Carter, and I am thrilled for the opportunity to speak with everybody again. I apologize. This isn't a live appearance as we will normally do. I had another Centurion that needed some attention. You know, we're out there fighting battles all over the world after all. Okay, well, as is our custom here on the Victory Unit podcast, we go through a market recap, and we will, and we also do a future recap. I know, your heads are exploding. How could you do something in the future that hasn't happened? Oh, well, that's what being a Centurion is all about. That's right, your old buddy Romulus right here. Okay, so markets are still kind of rallying a little bit on a general basis. We've talked about this. Why is it happening? Well, primarily because it's the bullish time of year. Santa Claus coming not too far away. My problems with it, though, are growing because everybody knows this. And when everybody knows something in the market, it tends not to have the effect that you want it to have. That's the difficult part. That's the pain in the neck about it. Everybody's on board. I mean, everybody. It's as if a giant memo got sent around all of Wall Street, both retail traders, professional and institutional crowd, and they all signed an agreement that said this is the birth of a new bull market, so let's keep it going. And when everybody's feeling the same thing, your old buddy Romulus, me, I'm on the other side of the boat, okay? So this rally right here is starting to show some cracks. I have said for some time that we were looking at a test, at the very least, a retest of these June lows over here. You see that? And possibly below them sometime. Well, I've narrowed my time frame a little bit. 2 weeks ago, I was talking about 6 months. So originally it was early May. Now we're looking at the end of March. So we've narrowed.
I heard it. Romulus said the end of March we're gonna hit a new low. We're gonna hit a new low. That was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might want to take advantage of that if y'all know that that's what's about to happen. For me, I liquidated once I saw this big hop. I liquidated a lot of my riskier holdings and stuff that wasn't like a long-term hold. You know, and I sold calls to do that, and which some I'm gonna show y'all about. But yeah, just keep that in mind. We're going new low by the end of March.
Narrowed it down a little bit. We're looking at a decent correction, even if prices do go higher over coming days or weeks. That's not going to rule out the very real possibility. So over the past week since we last got together on the Victory Unit podcast, we saw prices just kind of hemming and hawing after that big Thursday jump from the CPI report. So it's kind of consolidating in here. And by the CPI report, what do I mean by that? Well, there was an informative piece of government data that showed inflation is not running at 9% levels any longer. No, it's only running at 8% levels, 7.5%. Oh, is that all? Look, to put this into perspective for you, the Federal Reserve has a goal of 2%. And I can tell you that while we hit that number for quite some time, really from March of 2009 until a year ago, you'll never see that number again if you're over the age of 40. If you're over the age of 40, you'll never see that number again.
You don't know how
do I know that? Well, here, let's take a look, shall we? Here's the 2-year. This is what the U.S. federal government pays to borrow money over a 2-year period of time. I'm moving it from a daily chart to a weekly, so every one of these candles is now a 1 week period of time instead of 1 day.
Guys, if you don't understand all these charts and stuff, that's all the more reason why you got to show up for this free class that me and Romulus are doing. It's very important because if you don't understand this, it's going to be more difficult for you to make money, you know? And we want to show you, we want to teach you on this free. You got to join the Victory Unit to sign up.
You see this tremendous run? Well, that's inflation, okay? That's inflation kicking in. It's not going back down into the less than 1% area, which would mean 2% long-term inflation for the Fed. It's not going back there. It's never going back there, okay? It's never going back there. So you're looking at a persistent situation. Yes, inflation will cool off a bit from those crazy high numbers, those 41, 42-year highs. But they're not going back down to 2%. And that's my story. All right, but that's part of the reason why the stock market's kicked up a little bit. What about the future, Romulus? What about the future cap? What about what's coming next? Okay, well, as a matter of fact, we have something for you. The Federal Reserve meets in 2 weeks. They're coming up. They're going to raise interest rates again, 50 basis points. That's giving people, again, a little bit of a reason to pick the stock market up because they've been seeing much higher rate increases since May rather. So for the past 6 months, it's going to slow down a little bit, but it will not go in reverse. That's the big myth. That's where the bulls are all wrong. They think the Federal Reserve will not raise interest rates. They think interest rate cuts are coming very near term. That will not happen, okay? That will not happen. In the meantime, it's a kind of a little bit of a temporary benign environment before the selling really kicks in. Of course, it could start tomorrow. Ask anyone in the crypto space. That's part of the problem in here, okay? We looked at crypto last week. We can look at it again because the day after we met, we saw the FTX cryptocurrency, FTT, collapse 94%. Okay, can you imagine being in this trade and losing 94% in 2 days? That's kind of ridiculous, but that's what.
Did any of y'all own that? I hope not. Did any of y'all own that shit?
Happened, and those are the types of moves that you can expect in a bear market. So what's coming next? What's coming next is a little bit of a break in the action before this downtrend resumes. And it could resume, again, starting next week. It could be the week after. It could be over the next couple of months. But at some point between here and the end of March, a big selling wave will commence once again. You do not want to get caught without a chair on that Titanic. Okay, get yourself a lifeboat, get yourself a life jacket now. Because those people who thought, well, they're fine, no problem, we're in a good crypto exchange, and they lost all of their money. Not some of it, but all of it. The exchange went bankrupt in a matter of days. There was no escape. Okay, I liken this to you getting up in the morning, you checking the weather, and the weather report states 50% chance of rain. You'd be kind of silly if you didn't grab an umbrella. Even if it doesn't rain. If it does rain on you, you don't have it, well, that's on you. The weather report told you there was a 0.5% chance, 50% chance of rain. That's on you. And if it doesn't rain, well, no problem. You've got your umbrella. You're all set. Okay. Thank you for that opportunity. Real quick.
Oh,
Brandon and I, that's right, we are hosting a webinar Tuesday, November 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right about now if you're watching this live. And we're going to be talking about trading, investing, finances, money, and how to get and stay stinking rich.
come on.
So, click on the link. I know Brandon will be showing it. Join up. Seminar, webinar, this Tuesday, November 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about trading, investing, money, finances, and all ways to get and stay stinking rich.
Come on.
And as those who come live, we have some special gifts. We're going to be conducting some drawings for some gift cards. I've got a signed research report, a seminal report, a groundbreaking report I wrote over a year ago, spelling out the end of the tech titan, the end of the age of technology. You know, we have different ages over time. We've got the industrial age. There's the bronze age, the copper age, the iron age. Well, we've just come out of the technology age. It started in the 1940s, and it just ended last year. And when it ended, I wrote a report about that. I will be giving you a signed copy of that report. There will only be 20 signed copies in all of history. They will be authenticated for you. In addition, Brandon will be giving you a signed poster as well.
Yeah, I got some other stuff
We
planned
have gift
too.
card drawings. We've got signed reports and posters for those who attend live, and also some of the greatest trading, investing, and money financial information you can find anywhere on the planet. As a matter of fact, if you think about attending this, is it worth your time to acquire total financial domination?
Come on.
Is it worth your time to put yourself in a position where your relationships are rocketing to the moon, your work life is improving beyond all your imagination, your long-term health is absolutely stunning? If you are crushing it financially right now, that's what will be happening for you. And that's what we can help you get. How would you feel knowing that your family, no matter what happens in the world, is going to be fine financially, and that you're the one responsible for that situation? And when I say no matter what, I'm talking about no matter what. Doesn't matter if China comes around and takes over the world. Doesn't matter if America continues to rise or fall. Doesn't matter if the environment implodes. Doesn't matter if, because of technologies, we spark a new bull market that takes humankind to unimaginable heights. None of that matters, because we are going to talk about and show you methods and strategies to ensure that you're profiting no matter what goes on. No matter what markets do, you will profit from their moves. That's what we're going to be able to do next week. Click the link, join the webinar. I'm excited for it. Brandon is excited for it, and you should be too. I will see you then. In the meantime, this is General Romulus. Maintain that victory.
All right, yeah, so make sure y'all show up for that. You know, and listen, man, yo, the market's gonna drop. All right. You know, Romulus, man, listen, Romulus don't miss. All right. Romulus don't miss. If he says he's gonna drop by the end of March, I'm literally gonna bet my money off it. We're gonna show you some ways on Tuesday how you can profit from that, you know, and you could be balling. You could be balling. Kinda like our last segment, Baller of the Week.
Hello, Victory
right.
Unit. This
Baller of the Week.
The video is playing.
Oh, the video's playing? Let me stop that. I don't know how. Oh, I see it. Cool. All right. Baller of the Week. This one got to go. It's got to go to Giselle. Giselle got to be the Baller of the Week. She then came up on a whopping $20 million. We don't know this before this for sure, but these are what the reports are saying. 20 mil. I'm sorry, 200 mil. I'm tripping. I didn't mean to disrespect you, Queen Giselle, $20 million, right? And as soon as she got the 20 mil, what she do, man? Oh, wrong. What she do, man? She out and about. She out and about with her new boyfriend. Oh, wait a minute. He's not new. He was training her the whole time. Oh. He was there the whole time. I'm sure they was just friends though. Like doing karate and shit together. I'm sure he was just teaching her karate. And then, you know, she leaves and now he got it with the motherfucking kids. God damn. You got it with the kids. You got this karate teacher with Tom Brady's children. That ain't your son. That's Tom's son. Get him down, karate teacher. Yeah, man, but that's what it is. You know, listen, guys. Listen, balling is balling. I'm not saying I agree with what's happening. I'm just saying balling is balling, man. You come up on 20 M's. And listen, man. Listen, guys. They are incentivized to do this. Look at this. It's not new. 70% of women are 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Sometimes this be the come up. Sometimes this be the plan all along. Or even if it wasn't the plan, maybe if you knew you was gonna get if you knew you was gonna get $20 million to leave, how incentivized would you be? What?
200 mil.
I'm sorry. Thank you. If you knew, let's say you were in a relationship, you and your girl, and you know if you break up with her, you're going to get you're going to get $200 million. How incentivized would you be to make that work? To work through it, try to figure it out? Nah, you'd probably be disincentivized. And this is why we see 70% of divorces are initiated by women, because they're going to get paid. They're not going to sit and work it out with you when they can just take your money and leave with a fucking karate teacher instead. Come on now. They get paid to leave. No wonder divorce rates are 50% in this country. And women are initiating the majority of them, man. They get paid to leave. Shit. I'm having a hard time of thinking of shit I wouldn't do for $200 million. Like, I got to think. I got to start. I guess I wouldn't punch a baby in the face. I got to start thinking of shit I wouldn't do for $200 million. All she had to do was leave with her boyfriend. All she had to do was leave with her boyfriend, man. I just find it hard to believe he just got divorced. And now this motherfucker meeting the kids and doing shit with her. That motherfucker must have been in her life for a minute. You don't just bring anyone around your kids, do you? In less than a year. What? Nah, couldn't be. Maybe it is. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what it's like to have $200 million on deck. Maybe all the rules are different. But I certainly don't get... Listen, guys. What are we saying here? What are we saying here? You got to get a prenup. If you don't have a prenup, they are literally incentivized to leave. They are not going to sit around and work it out with your goofy ass when they can just get a few mil. It don't even make sense. It wouldn't even be right. It wouldn't even make sense for her to do it. And now, you've lost all your leverage in the relationship. She want to paint the walls pink. You got to do it, or you're going to lose half your shit. She want to paint the walls pink. He's like, man, fuck this. I'm out of here. You'll never listen to me. I'm leaving. We gonna get done. I'm calling the lawyers. You like, oh shit, fuck. Well, I guess pink ain't that bad. Pink ain't that bad. I like Pepto-Bismol, and shit, happy wife, happy life. And that's how you get these men walking around with their tail between their legs perpetually. Motherfucking Will Smith. That's how you know like Will Smith. This motherfucker got to stay with the bitch. She fucking her friend. She fucking her son's friends. He got to stay with her or lose half his shit. At least Tom's like, you know what? Take the 200 mil. I'm playing football. I don't even think now anymore. I don't even think he was leaving to go play football. Maybe he ain't want to stay with her while she was fucking the karate teacher no more. He didn't want to be Will Smith. He said, fuck it. My pride and dignity is worth more than this money. That's why we all got to gather around Tom and pray that he wins a Super Bowl this year. He's doing it for all of us, for the whole gender. Yeah, it won't get him his 200 mil back. That shit's gone. and this karate teacher's still going to be holding hands with his kids at the beach and shit. But at least this man didn't just give up and quit. I'm liable to shoot myself in the face if I lose 200 mil and a goddamn karate teacher is playing with my kids at the beach. We got to pray. We all got to get behind Tom, man. We all got to get behind him. He's doing it for all of us. And the lesson here is, man, like, listen, you got a prenup. Check it out. It's real simple. Real simple. Now, you are both incentivized to make it work. Right? And it ain't got to be no happy wife, happy life shit, If she really want pink walls, she need to go do it with the goddamn yoga teacher and his money. Oh, but she couldn't leave with the fucking yoga karate teacher because he probably didn't make as much as the greatest quarterback of all time. What should she do? She can't just leave all Tom and all his money to go fuck the yoga teacher full time. Oh, I know. I'll leave him and take half his shit. You gotta protect yourself, brother, and women too. I've heard of like women being in situations where they would leave, because the dude did something, but she made more money than him, right? And she couldn't leave because she wouldn't leave because she would have to give up half her shit. God damn, that's fucked up, right? Now she got to make it work so she don't lose half her shit. But if they had a prenup, she would have been gone. If she didn't have to lose her money. Money makes your decisions, man. Stop pretending the money don't make your decisions. The fucking house you live in, the car you drive, where you send your kids to school, what you ate tonight. If you had money, all that shit would be different with more money. More money, you would got a different version of all of that. If you had infinite resources, you would not live in the place you live in. You would not drive the car you drive. You'd probably be watching this shit on a better device. Money makes your decisions, man. Will Smith stayed. Will Smith made his decision. Now you see him slapping niggas at the Oscars and shit. He had to stay with her, man, or lose half his shit. Otherwise, she get paid to fuck teenagers or whoever the fuck he was, Just like Giselle's, she just came up on 200 mil to fuck the karate teacher. Giselle, baller of the week. Guys, this has been another victory talk. Sorry we didn't get through all the segments. I spent all day putting together that tier list for the books. I hope y'all enjoyed it. All the books you can get in the link in the description. Make sure you join the victory unit. Discord is 100% free. If you have any issue with the link not working, you'll be all right, man. Don't worry about it.
Also, should we tell them about next week?
What's happening next week?
It's Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're going to be going on Wednesday?
Yeah, I won't be.
Damn, I'm going to be doing this shit from a webcam. We might not be doing it next week unless I can figure something out.
But yeah.
Let me think about that. All right. Listen, Victory Unit, join the free Discord. I'm going live this Sunday. I'm answering all your questions. I'm staying on there for hours, just answering questions. This is all Q&A, only for Victory Unit members. And we doing the free trading call with Romulus on fucking Tuesday at 8. You don't want to miss none of that, bro. This has been another episode of Victory Talk. We out.